Well, good morning. My name is Mary Frost. I'm Deputy Assistant Commissioner in the Human Resources Area Employment Security Department. We've been here before. We know many of you, so thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to continue to talk about our program. I wanted to introduce two of our team we brought here today, and we'll probably have another person join us a little bit later. This is Annette Taylor, and Annette is the director in our department of fraud recovery. And in employment security, this is huge. This is huge. So when you read in the paper about all that work that's going on about employers who are either underpaying, overpaying, and folks collecting benefits, which is a booming business in our department right now, and I mean booming, unfortunately, this is Annette's team. And so she is a manager who wears lots of hats. And I call this out because this is part of, I think, the success of our program around the sustainability, because we have tapped the kind of leadership, the folks who are true leaders in the department, in the business end, who know this work is so important that they have time to work in another capacity. So Annette is the chair of our Health and Promotion Committee, and is here to talk a little bit about what we're doing today. And you know, Robbi K. Norman with Uncommon Solutions, Robbi's, and Vic Coleman, who's over there, will be coming. There's a empty chair there. He'll be joining us in a little while, but we could not do it. We've been so grateful for Vic and Robbi's leadership. And another part of our team, Julie Dilly, who is working with us on evaluation work. So let me get us into today. I think what our overall message, and I think Robbi's going to kick us off here, you've seen we didn't want to repeat ourselves. We came here earlier and talked, I think, about collecting data and about some baseline things we're doing. We've moved past that. So today we wanted to share with you a policy actually is ready to go into promulgate within the department. It's gone through its review period. It still says draft here because it hasn't officially been launched. We brought that as an example. We're going to be talking also about a number of interventions we have. And I think with our eye on where do we go, I want to just pick up where Kathleen just stopped. It is about sustainability. We all know you can create wonderful programs, you have wonderful things going. If it's not rooted into the culture, it doesn't make a difference in the infrastructure. It will be that memory somewhere. Wasn't that a nice thing they did back there, in the turn of the century? We're doing something in the 2000s, but it really won't go anywhere. So with that, let me turn it over to Robbi. She'll ground us and hear from all of us.
So a quick reminder of what the goals are for employment security and, of course, the overall statewide initiative as well. And the reason this is so important, even though you guys saw this before from us and you guys know what the goals are, is this is what we continue to bring forward to our leadership and our committees. This is a constant grounding for them, which is really another key to this kind of success. You have to remind folks what they're trying to accomplish. Almost every meeting, because almost every meeting, there's a new idea, maybe the wrong direction, maybe the right direction, but if it doesn't meet the long-term goals, you get lost. So we all know the long-term outcomes for the entire agency, or the entire initiative, but we have some kind of simpler ones for the agency that kind of keeps people on track. So sustainable on-site wellness opportunities. Obviously, that is self-explanatory, but increased awareness of employee health risks. These don't seem like they're very hard or maybe hard to accomplish, but they are really in this world of worksite wellness. Just people having understanding is key. And then, of course, just maintaining the health status. So that's going to shift for some of the committees to have to really think about. This is not going to be everyone jogging a mile at lunch. We're going to be doing some different goals. So just reminding you of that. The approach that we took has not changed. Same approach that the Department of Health is taking, of course. It is really not about an event-driven program. Events are good if they are backed with infrastructure and systems change or organizational practice change. So just a quick reminder that we have events, we've moved away from events, and we've moved more to the policy systems focus, and that's also been a shift and hard for committees to do. That is not easy, because the draw and the first reaction for everybody is, you know what, there's a latest, greatest limp celery week, as some people would say, and we're going to take that on, and instead you don't meet your long-term goals. Always go back to your long-term goals, and really changing the environment in which you guys are working in. So, this is the same plan that we presented to you last time. That has not changed. We want to build capacity and engage leadership, assess the need, create baseline, have best practice interventions that are sustainable, and of course communicate that, market that to staff, and then evaluate our success. That fits in the change package, as you can see, very easily, and those are really the components of any good plan. So today, as Mary said, we're going to stay away from assessing the need and creating baseline, because we talked about that last time. And today we're going to talk about the first one, build capacity and engage leadership, because that's really what sustainability is all about. And then prioritize best practices or interventions. So the infrastructure is obviously key to this to happen. So Mary's going to talk about that a little bit.
Well, we brought this slide before, I think, and the names aren't important on there. What we had talked about the last time I think we were together was about making sure within your department that you're looking at the key functional areas. Make sure that you've got, your risk management people who might be interested in like the office services or the facilities, the functional, or the folks in your auditor's office, all of those key kind of functional areas. So when you go to do something like, you want to make sure you have your labor relations folks here. I mean, when you look at that wellness policy, there's a lot we're doing on work time. And, for folks who have multiple unions, as an example, that's all a big deal. So making sure those people are right up front is very important. The second thing I would say about this is that I think both Mary and Kathleen earlier hit on it. It's still all about the business. We're in business for business. We're not in business for this program. And I think when you can take a business eye on this, you'll gain a lot of support, because if you talk to folks who have to keep an eye on the ball about the business and the bottom line and the outcomes about, well, we want employees to be healthy and everything, they say, great, go do it on your own time. You heard Mary Slutty say a little bit about that. Well, but when it's part of the culture change, and employment security, we are in culture change right now. Our Commissioner Karen Lee came on board 4 years ago at the beginning of Chris Gregoire's administration, and it is the oldest, I think it is the oldest department in all of state government, and I think chronologically we're all about the oldest people in the state government, and we saw that in our demographics. We've got a lot of folks who have already worked there 30, 35 years. So we had a particular challenge because we wanted our leaders to give this message that it's health. Remember, this word is health and productivity. So if your message is only about health, but not about the productivity part, it's only going to be heard in one way. And that will only get you so far down the track. The productivity, the performance, the accountability, that's what we're hammering, because that's what really institutionalizes change. So that's kind of where, from the leadership end, that's the crux of everything we say here. If we said nothing else, that would be it. And then you can infiltrate, really, it's sort of diabolical. You infiltrate your infrastructure with all of that. Oh, and this too. Oh, there we are, all those smiling faces. The second one over is our Commissioner Karen Lee. You may have seen her. She's also responsible for working with our governor on the economic stimulus package. And so, again, think about the economics of this. Healthy, productive employees. This particular picture was taken because I want to highlight we were in Vancouver. We were able to, along with Scott, Karen and Scott were able to make a presentation to the Senate Health and Long-Term Care Committee. And the reason I think that's important is getting the message back to key stakeholders. And the legislature clearly, when we think about sustained and ongoing funding, that's absolutely clear, getting the right message. So they brought a message of change. They brought this, it's good for business message to that committee. The second little note, we all know GMAP. We GMAP at ESD everything that moves, we GMAP. We are very much about performance and accountability. And so right out of the bag, if we were going to do this work, we put it right into our GMAP. I have to talk about the measures, I talk about the demographics, and I have to talk about any intervention. How will we know when we're successful? What are we measuring? How will we know when we've achieved what we said? So if you haven't already built your work into GMAP, I strongly encourage you to do it, because that, again, that is what Governor Gregoire is asking of your agency leaders in terms of accountability. So get your stuff up there if you haven't. I'm sure you will already have. So I'm preaching to the converted. If not, it's a very important strategy.